Hello everyone, coming up, what happens next with Bill C-7? What is ARPA up to when it's not advocating on issues like euthanasia and conversion therapy? A letter to the RCMP regarding Mindgeek and Pornhub, and the word of the day, enthusiastic. It's Wednesday, March 17th, and this is Quick Updates. So what happens next with Bill C-7? Last week, the House of Commons narrowly voted to pass and approve amendments from the Senate that radically expanded medical assistance in dying. The Senate is now finalizing this response from the House of Commons before C-7 will receive final royal assent. While we were very disappointed with the results of this vote, there are several reasons to be encouraged. First, I've never before seen such a close vote on a social issue. Just 31 votes would have made all the difference. If the Bloc hadn't decided to support the Liberals on this legislation, it would not have passed. Second, we saw so many Canadians engage passionately on this issue over the last year. From the tens of thousands of pamphlets that were distributed across the country, to the thousands of easy mails sent to members of Parliament and senators, to the dozens of people who volunteered to call members of the Justice Committee, senators and MPs, as well as the 72 of you who signed up to meet with their members of Parliament. This all began with the Truchon decision in the fall of 2019, and it has been a monumental effort from so many of you who put your heart and soul into this. Many of our MPs and senators also put countless hours, time, and tears into this issue, and we are so thankful for all of this work. But it's not over. This is not the end, and Andre will touch on some of those things in just a moment, but some of the files that we're working on are directly related to C-7. We also have a lot of work to do on the question of mental health before the lapse of the sunset clause in 24 months. You've helped us this whole way, and we're so grateful for all your efforts, and we're looking forward to continuing the fight through the Care Not Kill campaign, striving for conscience protection, and more. Next up, we've been closely following the Pornhub Mindgeek allegations that are before the Ethics Committee, and we're encouraged to see a letter this week from a broad spectrum of MPs and senators calling on the RCMP to investigate this organization. Receiving over 70 signatures, this letter says this, quote, "We expect Canada's Royal Mounted Police to fulfill its mandate of combating online child sexual abuse through proactive, multi-jurisdictional investigations into every Canadian entity that contravenes our laws," end quote. In a brief that was submitted to the House of Commons Ethics Committee by ARPA Canada, we included a recommendation encouraging the government to call for an RCMP investigation into this file. For more on this issue, you can go to arpacanada.ca, where you can send an easy mail to your MP and sign a petition that will be presented to the House of Commons. Next, what is ARPA up to when it's not advocating on issues like euthanasia and conversion therapy? Well, Andre joins us to answer that question.
Well, thanks so much, Colin. The law and policy team is certainly staying busy with other files that haven't got the kind of attention some of our other files have. And so I'm just glad that I can update our supporters on those. On the policy front, we're working really hard on releasing a new policy report on palliative care this spring, and hopefully a revamped and updated policy report through the summer on restorative justice. We're also spending quite a bit of time researching and writing on conscience rights for doctors and medical professionals. That's going to be so important these days. And then on the legal front and legal intervention front, we're looking at a couple of different discrimination cases that we might be intervening in. We're weighing that right now. One involves a pastor who preached a sermon on sexuality, and there was a discrimination complaint brought against him. Another one involving political expression in a campaign in BC, and another one involving bubble zones, abortion bubble zones here in Ottawa. So we're weighing those cases right now. So just a thank you to you, our supporters, for allowing us to do this kind of work. And thank you so much for your support. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Andre. Ed is here with a word of the day.
Hey, thanks, Colin. Well, I couldn't help but think of Mr. Rogers and his famous word of the day. Today's word of the day is enthusiastic, and it's about our ARPA chapters all across this country. British Columbia constantly engaged on the worship restrictions file, and recently even with regards to school board trustee elections. Ontario, Niagara, Hamilton, London, Bill C-233, sex-selective abortion bill, getting their communities engaged there. Here in Alberta, the chapters have been vigilant and diligent on Bill C-6, conversion therapy. We've had super duper attendance on our webinars, thanks to them. Finally, in Manitoba, newly formed ARPA chapters taking the pink envelope campaign to a whole new level. How do you get in an ARPA chapter? Well, if you have a heart to apply your faith to the decisions made by the society around you, you're in. How do you get in? Shoot us an email at info@arpacanada.ca and we'll see if we can help you out. Kudos to our energetic, enthusiastic, eager, keen, passionate, devoted, zealous, warm, willing, and spirited ARPA chapter members all across the country. We love you guys. God bless you all. Back to you, Colin.
Thanks so much, Ed. That's it for quick updates this week. Thanks to you for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.